Hello, everybody. This is Sunday. It's May 8th, and we are about to begin our online astronomy course. We'll be starting the first module of our online course, and that is about the night sky. And if you go out and look at the night sky, and it's a dark, moonless night, you'll see countless stars, as you can see here. Now, this is a picture I took when I was in Lassen Volcanic National Park back in 2016. We were camped on the shore of Summit Lake. And in fact, here over my shoulder, you can see the campfire. That light there is a lantern. That's in our tent, not actually a campfire, but a lantern. And the sky was just so beautiful. I had to go to the other side of the lake and look across it and take this picture of the night sky. And you can see countless stars, huge number of stars that are visible at this location, at this very dark spot in Northern California. And you even get a good view of our own Milky Way galaxy. If you look right here, we're looking into the center of our own Milky Way galaxy. And we'll be learning about what you're seeing there. What are you looking at there? And in particular, right now, I'm going to point out some dark patchy areas. If you take a look around here and over to up to here, you'll see some of these dark patchy areas. And these are actually dark clouds of gas and dust. And those, we'll find out, are where new stars are being formed. So how can we study those? Now, at the beginning of each of these videos, I'm going to do one every week at the beginning of the week. But at the beginning of the video, I'm going to talk about some of the latest astronomy news. So you'll know what's been happening in the world of astronomy. And this week, I want to tell you about the James Webb Space Telescope. The James Webb Space Telescope, this is a news release from a couple of weeks ago. It has just reached its final operating temperature. The James Webb Space Telescope is huge. It's the mirror of the James Webb Space Telescope is about 7 times larger than the Hubble Space Telescope, and it is far away from us. It is about 4 times the moon's distance from Earth. It is an infrared telescope. It's sensitive to infrared wavelengths of light, also known as heat radiation. And we want to look at those because infrared light can penetrate those dark clouds of gas and dust that I was showing you in our Milky Way. And so the James Webb Space Telescope is going to be able to peer inside these clouds and watch new stars being born. So we're going to learn a lot about the lives of stars with the James Webb Space Telescope. And you can see here in this picture, there is a sun shield to keep it cooled off. There's a sun shield. It's about the size of a tennis court, this big pink thing. And that keeps the James Webb Space Telescope cooled down to its operating temperature of about 6 degrees above absolute zero. And that is really, really cold. So the first pictures from the James Webb Space Telescope should be coming back this semester, and I will share them with you when they come back. It's really going to be exciting. But here we are. What can you see in the night sky? Well, you can see stars, you can see our Milky Way, and you can also see a couple planets in this picture. And you can see, just looking over my shoulder here, this is Mars. And over to the right of it is the planet Saturn. And you'll notice, of course, you've probably noticed yourself that stars rise in the east and they set in the west. So stars are going to rise in the east, move across the sky, and they set in the west every day due to the Earth's rotation. And you may have also noticed that there is a parade of constellations that you see as the seasons change, that there are winter constellations, and then there are spring constellations, summer constellations, and fall constellations. Why is that? Why do the star patterns change throughout the course of a year? And we'll be finding out about that in this module 2. Also in this module, we'll be learning about our moon. Our moon orbits Earth about once every month. And sometimes the moon can pass in front of the sun and block the sun's light. And that's called a solar eclipse. So we'll learn about solar eclipses. And we'll also learn about the phases of the moon. You know, the moon is always half lit. The side of the moon facing the sun is always lit up, and the side opposite the sun is dark. But from Earth, as the moon goes around Earth, we see different proportions of those light and dark sides. And so the moon goes through a series of phases. And tomorrow will be the first quarter phase. And that's when the moon has moved around 1/4 of the way around its orbit, starting from the new moon's phase, when it is roughly in the direction of the sun. So you'll learn about the moon phases. You'll learn about eclipses of the sun when the moon passes in front of the sun. That happens a couple times a year. Other times the moon is slightly above or slightly below the sun. And you can also learn about lunar eclipses. Now, a lunar eclipse is when the moon passes through Earth's shadow. And when that happens, all of the light from all of those sunrises and sunsets all over Earth go past Earth and hit the moon, and the moon turns a beautiful red. And if you want to see that for yourself, that's going to be happening next Sunday night. And let me tell you a little bit more about this lunar eclipse. You can always find details at this time and date web page. And there is a link to that in Module 1 along with your course, other things in your course modules. But this will be in Module 1. You can see on the night of May 15th and lasting until May 16th, there will be a total lunar eclipse. And a total lunar eclipse is when the moon is fully inside the darkest part of Earth's shadow. And so no part of the sun's light is hitting the moon. Only the red light from all of Earth's sunrises and sunsets is hitting the moon. And the moon glows this beautiful red. Now, the time to see this, the total eclipse starts around 9:29 p.m. That's about an hour after the moon rises. So it should be above the mountains by then, if you live near the mountains. But the maximum eclipse, when the eclipse is going to be most striking, is going to be at 11 minutes past 10 in the evening. And then the eclipse ends at 10:53 that night. So definitely next Sunday night, go out. The direction you'll be looking is in the southeast, and you'll be able to see that lunar eclipse. It'll really be spectacular. And I hope in my next video, I can share a photo that I take of it. And if you take a picture of it, why don't you share those with me? Just email them to me at bcarroll.weber.edu. Well, you'll be learning about the rhythms of the night sky that so got the early people interested in our night sky. The daily changes of stars rising in the east and setting in the west, the monthly changes of the moon's phases, and the yearly changes of the parade of different constellations from season to season. I hope you enjoy learning about those. And I also want to tell you that you should really take a look at the module introduction to Module 1, because there's some things in that module that aren't in your textbook. For instance, in astronomy, we use words differently than we do in everyday life. Words like theory and hypothesis mean differently to scientists and to astronomers than they do to just the average person that you may see on the street. So take a look at that material. And also in this course, I want you to know how astronomers know what they know. You know, how do astronomers know all these things I'm going to be telling you about? And that's going to require some math. And as I said in the introductory video, which is on the course homepage, and I hope you watched that, but in the course video, I explained how there will be some math on the homework problems. And in the course introduction, I sort of lead you through how to do some of that math. And in the first introduction to module 1, I have some calculator exercises for you to do, just to make sure you know how to use your calculators. You don't have to turn it in, but give that a try just to make sure everything is going right with your understanding of how your calculator works. Well, that is it for module 1. But before I leave, and at the end of each of these videos, I'm going to pull up Stellarium and show you what's in the night sky. So this is the Stellarium software you'll be using for some of the observing projects in the course. It's a free download. There are links on the course homepage. But here is the night sky. This is the night sky. The sky as it's going to be tomorrow night, May 5th. And this is going to be at 11 minutes past 10 in the evening. Now, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, this is like we're looking south. And if you pretend you're looking south, just pretend you're looking south and stretch out your right arm. If you're looking south and you stretch out your right arm, you're looking toward the west. And so the southwest is to the right side of your screen here. And if you're looking south and you stretch out your left arm, you're pointing to the east. And so the southeast is to the left side of your screen. Now, if you look here, here's the night sky at several minutes past 10 o'clock at night on Monday of this week. There's not a lot that looks familiar here as far as constellation goes. So I'm going to just drag the sky upwards a little bit, look higher in the sky. And now we see the moon. And here's the moon. It's a first quarter moon. I will zoom in a little bit on the moon and maybe put it down here so you can see. The first quarter, half of the moon is lit up, half of the moon is in darkness. So there's the first quarter moon. And I'll go back to our original view here. And you can see, if you might recognize a constellation here. There are stars here that look like a backwards question mark. And they go down here to form the body of this animal. This is Leo, the lion. This is the constellation of Leo. And what I can do is I can pull up the constellation line. So here is Leo, here is the question mark, here's the lion's body. And so right now, the moon is in the constellation of Leo. I can put up the constellation figures too. I think I'll do that. There they are. So right now, the moon is in Leo, but that's Monday night. And the next night, the 10th, we'll be moving out to Leo. And you can see from night to night, the sun is moving to the left side of your screen toward the east. So from night to night, the moon moves eastward through the stars. Here's how it will be on Wednesday night. It has moved into Virgo. And on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and so on. And I'll move the screen down a little bit here, moving from Leo through Virgo into the constellation of Libra. Now, you may recognize that Leo and Virgo and Libra are three of the signs, the constellations that make up the zodiac. These are constellations that the sun moves through. And you can see that the zodiac is right along here in the sky. So this is what it's going to look like on Saturday night. Let me go to Sunday night, next Sunday night, the 15th, and take a look at the moon as I move forward today. And look at how dim the moon is. And that's because I've chosen this time, 11 minutes after 10, next Sunday, to be at the time of maximum eclipse. So let me get rid of the constellations here. And we'll just focus on the moon. I'm going to swing the sky around, put the moon in the middle of the sky, and zoom in on it. You can see how the moon looks red. And it's really a vibrant red when you see it in the sky. It's really beautiful to see. So I hope you'll go out to see that next Sunday evening, maximum around 11 minutes after 10. So there it is. I'll move back out there. But as time goes on, let me just march forward now, minute by minute. As time goes on, you can see the moon and the stars and everything else due to Earth's rotation moving from east to west. And I'm keeping on going now, but eventually the moon is going to move out of Earth's shadow. And there it goes. The moon is now out of Earth's shadow. It gets completely out of Earth's shadow. And you see it's now a full moon at this time. And you see the full moon at full brightness. So I hope you enjoy learning about the night sky. I hope you enjoy learning and watching that lunar eclipse next Sunday. This is really amazing to have a lunar eclipse on the same week that you're learning the material about a lunar eclipse. So I think that's pretty cool. So have a good week. And as always, if you have any questions, you can send me an email. You can, I'll be happy to set up a Zoom meeting with you, or we can meet in person in my office. I'm always happy to hear from people, so don't hesitate to give me a call. So until next time, I'll see you next week. Till then, bye-bye.